Hey guys, so today what I'm doing is taking down some fences that we don't need. We've got a friend coming in a couple of weeks, whenever we can get probably 2 weeks of no rain. That's wishful thinking right now, but what I'm doing is taking down the fence back here behind me so that he can come through here with a mulching attachment, and he's going to mulch probably all of these trees. And then as I'm going, I'm having to flag off maybe desirable trees, or in this case, the barbed wire the tree has grown around the barbed wire and the fence that was in it. So I'm flagging it off just so he doesn't, you might be able to see that, so that he doesn't tear up his attachment. I'm gonna try to salvage most of this wire. I'm sure I'll reuse it on something. Well, I ended up getting about 10 rolls of wire. Some of them are multiple pieces strung together to make one roll, but each one of those rolls is about 100 feet or so. I got a couple T-posts out of the ground. I've got this whole fence line here is gone now. It's gone on this side as well, up to about this oak tree. And there's like this field wire that is just tangled in all these vines and trees, and it is just, I can't pull it out by hand. So I think I'm gonna grab the front end loader. I have a hook on the bucket, and I think I can just basically yank it out of there. That wire's not gonna be worth anything when I get done with it. But we're gonna come in with a skid steer attachment. I kept just saying attachment earlier, but he's gonna come in and clean up everything that's like, maybe, I think he said 10 inches and smaller. He won't have any issues with. So it's really going to open this up and kind of just make it look better, but also keep the snakes and things like that down. And then I think he might try to go down this hill just a little bit. It's pretty steep, so we'll see what he can do. Same thing around the barn there. I'll have him clean up all the little stuff, and I'll take a chainsaw and cut what little things he can't get. Some of these big oak trees and pine trees over here, I think we're gonna leave those. We'll see how it looks. So I was trying to mow and see how wet it was over here, because that's pretty much what we're waiting on. And it's not bad. I thought this was going to be way worse than it was. I tried to mow here the other day, and it just was a mud pit. It's been about a week with no rain, so I came in here and I was just trying to see how far off in the woods I could get in a couple of places. And I ended up making a couple of trails. And I found a giant, actually Mallory found when we walked down here, she found a giant crepe myrtle. It's gonna be, yeah, and ignore the boat we found in the woods there too, but I can't wait to come back over here when this is all cleared out, because you'll actually be able to see it from where I'm standing. I'll walk up here to it and turn the camera back on here in a second. Okay, so this is like the front pasture over here. We're on the other side of the fence. And I don't know if y'all can see it, but that's the bottom of the tree. And you can kind of see just how big it is. So I'm gonna take some flagging and mark it so that it doesn't accidentally get cut up. Looks like there's actually kind of two of them there. So all right, this is the end of day one. Just wanted to show y'all what it looks like before he gets to all this. I just came from that way on the other side of that piece of trash with the satellite. We'll get that once we can actually get in here tomorrow. And then this is kind of the property corner here. I'm on like a pipeline that probably hasn't been mowed in 10 years or so. So we'll be able to see if he can clear it out enough. Probably a good 300 yards. We'll see what he can do. And then he might try to go kind of in here in the pine thicket. His mulcher can't really handle, I mean, it can handle it, but it just slows him down when he's trying to hit stuff that's, you know, maybe 4 inches or so. So he's just kind of doing what's quick and easy, low-hanging fruit. Here's what it looks like back here now. I think this is where I'm gonna put my deer stand. Mallory's gonna shoot a deer down in that draw. Still got some chainsawing to do for the last 20 feet on the other side of the creek. But it's pretty cool down here. Well, I still need to cut down these trees. There's a pine tree, a sweet gum, and a willow. They're all in a bad spot for the house looking at the pond. So we're gonna take those down, and then the pond will be completely open after all the skid steer work. Today I've been pole sawing. You can see all the limbs everywhere, but you can actually see the house from here. You couldn't before. There was a pine tree. The limbs were like in the water, so I cut that off too. So I've got a little bit of chainsawing left to do on the fence line over here on the other side of the pond. But I'll show y'all here in just a second. You can actually see the pasture from the house. It's just, there is so much little stuff on the fence. So I'm about halfway done with this fence, if you can tell. All right, I'm standing on the other side of this fence now. I think I'm gonna go back and trim, especially on the other side, I haven't done yet, some of these smaller trees, but I don't know, like even these two here, I need to probably pick one or somehow try to cut them both down. But other than the big trees, you can see the house from over here. I have made a mess. It's hard to walk around. Well, I've cut down a ton of trees today. I think I'm to a stopping point for this weekend. We'll do another video showing us cleaning it up, or maybe just after it's cleaned up. But you can see there's trees in the pond on both sides. But you can see to the other pasture over there through the fence, and that was our goal.